Yeah, man, I'm excited. You got a fresh haircut as well. I feel like it's kind of like a tradition to get haircuts on Wednesdays usually. I
Yo,
didn't get one
feel
today,
me?
I forgot, but I'm gonna get one tomorrow.
Bro, when the grind too real, sometimes you just can't get it in. Your barber understand though, as long as you don't cheat on your
Yeah,
barber. Feel
yeah.
me?
That's a grind though. You gotta like no haircuts, man. Sometimes you be getting nappy, dude. Like, but I don't know. I'm trying to like maintain my image, like
Yeah.
good. I feel like it's an investment in yourself, an investment in your confidence as well, man. I feel like if you look good, you feel good, you perform better, you feel me?
Bro, it's
But
crazy how even like after you get a haircut, when like you in the barbershop and you getting cut up, at first you're like, damn, does my barber know what he
yeah,
doing? But then when he all done up, right, he brushing off the little bellows off your hair, you looking like, nah, I'm really him. I feel like that's your
yeah,
superpower reactivating, feel me? Like you just Spider-Man got rebit by the spider all over again. So like sometimes you need like genuinely the next day you go into the markets, you confident, you get onto these calls, you confident, you ain't scared, right? Talking in front of these people.
in
Yo,
gym, like going extra harder.
don't
I'd be
swear.
like, I'll run extra errands. I don't even have to do that day, bro. Once I get the haircut, I'm just trying to like go back to my haircut.
This nigga.
It's kind of funny, man. Shit. Well, you have anything you got urgently that you want to share or that
Not urgent. Actually, you know what, familiar? I think this is a great point that happened today live in front of everybody.
here, here.
Always trust your trade and be
Mm,
okay with letting it go. Now, I'll tell you a prime example. And this is a big point as to what was detrimental for my trading for a long part, right? So earlier
mm.
today, y'all know indices were moving kind of stagnant in the beginning and then finally grabbed his legs towards the end. Some of y'all were looking for buys. I was looking for sells. And I was positioned pretty optimally in, right? Now we entered in some drawdown. And price was like, then I seen some people like, yeah, I'm actually looking for buys. I'm in buys. And I'm just like, huh. I don't see it, but I don't see sells no more either. I'm gonna go ahead and close out. Now, mind you, my personal confirmations were there for sells, hence why I executed to begin with. But now being in the community with people who are on the same level, on higher levels, whatever kind of trading levels, that can influence you in some kind of way, whether it's just in a minor way of a voice in the back of your head, or in a major way of like, wait, start putting like a confidence in your trading plan. Do I really know what I'm even doing? Do I really see what I thought I was seeing? Da da da. Right. And actually, shout out to your brother, bro, because he did do a video on this on how to trade in a private community, right? Where you'll go ahead and mark it up, and then an educator will say, "Oh, I'm looking for sells." Meanwhile, you were looking for buys, and you just throw away your own personal script, right? And so it was just going to show that, like, okay, I was looking for sells. Not only did the drawdown start playing with my confidence, but now the community started playing with my confidence as well, right? And it just goes to show that although people we're all looking at the same currency, same index, whatever, we're all looking at the same price levels. We're all looking at the same OBs or everything. Those same kind of liquidity sweeps, either internal mitigations, fair value gaps, or inbounds plays, we're all looking at the same areas, but we all interpret them so differently. And I think that's such even like a great thing to bring up from last week as well, where FOMO, comparison, or even now letting other people get into your trading ideas can really play such a detrimental part of your trading, because trading is supposed to be personal. From everything from your trading plan to your execution to your partials to your exit, it all has to be personal. The minute you start, well, first in the beginning, you have to kind of copy other people and see what works for you, what doesn't. But then in your journey, once you know it works for you and you start deriving away from that, now you're starting to play other people's game, and it's affecting your trading because you're trying to play their game with your own trading account. And I think
Facts,
actually the last point
facts.
on that first half was Angelo, right? The TFT CEO. He was talking about it, how a lot of traders, they'll go ahead and let's just say they'll swing EU to pass their challenges. And once they have that live account, they'll now go ahead and start scalping gold. And that's how a lot of them will go ahead and
Mhm.
lose that funded account. That's why the statistics are so high of people who don't even make it to their first payout. It's because we know once we get that live money, or once we get, a different idea with the trading account, we now try to optimize it to be in every single trade, or to be in everybody else's winning ideas, or to be a part of, you know, all the winning moves, when that's not how trading is at all. It has to be your winning moves. Feel me? Now, what happens when SPX, because that was a trade I was in, I was looking for sales. Now SPX started dropping, and I played this game myself. Like, I did this last week, so I knew not to do it again this week. Once the trade started moving my direction, all you really have to do in order to keep the same R&R or to keep the same risk on the table is you just have to fix your lot size, right? Let's say if price runs up, hits an entry, and my original pips is or stop loss is 10 pips. But I seen it hit and now it's starting to move my direction I want. Now my stop loss is 20 pips if I chase right in right there, right? So it's already dropped, my stop loss has doubled. So in order to keep the same, risk from the original 10 pip stop loss to the 20 pip stop loss, I just now have to, cut my lot size in half or double my lot size, whatever the math is. But what I go to show is, although, yes, you can now fix your lot size to get the same risk reward, kind of in this essence, what I was doing is I was chasing, kind of planting those seeds in my head that it's okay to chase into these trades because the excuse being I could just fix my lot size, when that's not the case neither, right? You have to be patient for not only your trades to come and develop, but you have to be okay with letting your trades run off without you, right? Now, a lot of us, this is kind of a reconditioning, right, from the employee mindset to a trader mindset, because what happens if we're sick, if we call out, if we, just show up an hour late or whatever, we miss money from our job, right? We miss that guaranteed paycheck. So when we see trading, or we're in trading, and then we see that trade that hit all our confirmations, and we just let it go, and now it's running in our direction. Now we're thinking, oh, I could have been up. I could have been up 2-1 R&R right now, 3-1 R&R. And then you start playing with the math. I could have been making this much right now. You're now thinking in the lack mindset of now I'm not gonna make that money. When the reality is, in trading, the markets are so abundant and they have literally created so many moves before you, and they will create so many moves after you, that one trade going in your direction that you didn't get in on isn't detrimental to you saying, fuck, I lost money. If anything, it should build you more confidence, because that is literally showing you have what it takes to not only get a solid confirmations, you have a correct bias, and you're reading the natural market structure of the chart. You're seeing where the banks are hiding if you're trading smart money, right? You're seeing all the correct formulas, and now you just lack the last piece of the puzzle, which is confidence. But how do you get that confidence? Is literally having the collected data of proven trades or proven, forward tested trades that shows you, yes, if you would have gotten into this trade, you would have been up 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. So when the next time you go ahead and record that, right, put it in your trading journal. So now the next time that scenario sets up where you meet all the same confirmations, you will now be less hesitant to take that trade, because you've built up the confidence, you built up the repetition over time, right? But it all has to be personalized from you to begin with. So with all that to be said, that was just a great point I wanted to bring up with this SPXL. Oh, he's still talking. That's funny. I actually want to go ahead. Oh, and you did not hit. I was so sad. Damn. I could have been a big. All right, whatever. And that was all just to really be said with SPX here. So if we look at it, this is why I was looking for sells up and earlier from today. Cool, 8:39. We'll cut off the 10 o'clock. Cool. One more. Cool. So you already know earlier this morning at 8:30, I think it was this candle. Yep. At 8:30 this morning, oh yeah, it would bring all this up. Whatever, I didn't get in, or I wasn't. Y'all already know at 8:30 this morning was CPI news. So what we know is news is always going to be the excuse in some way. We're either going to go ahead and liquidate some positions and then switch the market to its now true trend. We're going to go ahead and use this as a way to mitigate a certain area and then continue the overall trend, right? What we've been following through the week. Right, it's always going to be used as some kind of manipulation excuse to complete a certain objective for the market, right? Oh, it was PPI, my bad. Right. So what I saw here was the 8:30 news was used as an excuse to go ahead and let me see if I can actually bring it back. Yeah. Cool. And one more. Bring it back there. So, okay. 1 minute right before news this morning. What goes ahead and price is, it will go ahead, it's going to open up with a major wick to the upside, looking to sweep some liquidity, And then I want to see how we go ahead and not only close, but then play from this. So price runs up on a major wick liquidity run, closes a slight, below, not a full, I would say about 50% of the overall movement. And then we start to drop from this area, right? So this is where the curiosity starts to come in. Why was it that price runs up before then making solid moves back to the downside? What was the whole point of this wick movement? Well, we know that the wicks are merely just shadows of where price ran to, right? So if we understand that this was where price ran to rather than running and staying, it just ran and then retraced, then we know that this is more likely than not a liquidity grab of some sort, right? We were grabbing liquidity on the left-hand side. And then with solid moves now being pushed to the downside, literally being shown immediately after, we now understand that this was a grab to liquidity, and now market is starting to shift bearish after sweeping any kind of last bit of liquidity for buyers to be taken out. So this was the hint. Now I want to see how we were going to go ahead, since it was already 8:30. I wanted to go ahead and see how we're closing on higher time frame candles, right, being the 15 to 30, maybe even the 1 hour. And so it was kind of crazy to see how 8:30, so 8:45 should be this one. Cool. It was kind of crazy to see how even on the 15-minute, we still had the same kind of features from the 1 minute onto the 15, how we still had a major wick, so grab a liquidity with a solid push down, bearish candle, pushing down, starting to break and sweep some internal liquidity, and then even arguably leaving some equal lows down here to be grabbed later up into some point. Now we go ahead, push for the 9 o'clock, 9:15, 9:30. Cool. This will be 9:30 open. Actually, let me go back to 9 o'clock. This would be a good point. Cool. Push down to the hourly. And what do we start to do? As the 9 o'clock opens, we start to retrace. Even for New York session, we start to retrace into where? Well, we're starting to retrace where I saw a potential icy candle, right? Our last natural push up before we had wick manipulation to the upside to take out any buyers, and then a solid push down back on the 15-30 minute, right, to start shifting structure into bearish momentum. So this is where I wanted to go ahead and either do one or two options. I wanted to go ahead and set a limit, which I did on one account, for a swing on the 1 hour. Stop loss being here, right, 1 hour of the body, or entry at the 1 hour body, stop loss just above the wick high. Understanding that if this was the last point of manipulation, price does not need to go any higher than here. And this should now be the highest point of the market if we're shifting bearish, right? If we're now shifting bearish, we should start respecting our most recent highs. And if anything, start breaking the lowest points to create even lower and lower parts in the movement. Cool. Which is, let me go back to the 15, which is actually what we start to get here. So price at 9:30. Perfect. Let me label that for y'all. So price literally went ahead at 9:30, started to retrace into here, right? We did get, we didn't really get activated there. It was more towards later around 10, 10:30, even the 45 mark, where price not only started to enter in on, but then shows slight forms of consolidation. And it was around here. I remember in the chat what we were saying, I'm pretty sure I sent it in the chat how I closed out, but it was here somewhere in drawdown where the correlations between not only SPX price action here from this market shift, but also how it was correlating with US 30 and NASDAQ. I was kind of seeing now the buy bias as well, right? The uptrend momentum bias as well. So that's why I went ahead and closed out. But really, sometimes all you got to do is trust your trade. I had all my personal confirmations of liquidity grab, of strong market shift to the opposite direction, right? We had an IC candle. We had pretty much for me, liquidity to be grabbed and ran lower. So to me, we had everything to go ahead and take a selling trade. It was just, again, right, letting my own insecurity of this trade be a part of me getting out and closing way too early, letting other people just get into my head when all my personal stuff. And that's not to put the blame on anybody. That's me just literally being having a lack of confidence in my own trade or in my own setup. And so lo and behold, all we did was just enter in drawdown, which if you're trading on a higher time frame, you should expect that. And price just literally once it entered the drawdown for a little bit, we then just started to play out from there pretty smoothly. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit, right? Then we just literally started to play out from there. a bit of retracement before prices literally started to push lower and lower. So that was just something I was looking at for today. And it really just goes to show that, you know, at the end of the day, if you see your confirmations, don't be afraid, right? That's the whole reason you have confirmations. Take the emotion out of your trading and literally just to execute. Sorry, it's not bug, right? Literally just to execute your setups. And then in the wise words of Mark Douglas, once you see your confirmations, once you see your setup, and once you execute, there's nothing more for you to do. Like, you're not supposed to watch your trade just start moving sideways, start retracing and then pushing lower, right? You're literally just supposed to execute and walk away. That's literally why we're able to put stop losses and TPs on our MetaTrader. Because then from there, what does the market or what does the MetaTrader do? It takes care of everything else. You don't need to watch your trade and then close out manually. That's why you have a stop loss. It'll do it for you. You don't need to watch your trade and close just before hitting take profit like that. That's why you say your take profit at a certain level. So you can go ahead, right? So, right, this is just a trade that I saw. This is a trade I got emotional with. This is a trade that I saw I lacked confidence with. And you know what? Instead of looking at it, it's all granted, I could have been up. I don't know what this R&R is. Probably like a 2-to-1 right now. Yeah, right. Instead of me being up a 2-to-1 on my account, I'm now seeing, okay, I should be able to trust myself a lot more because I know what I was looking for. I saw my setup, and you know what? GG's. Cool. And honestly, the same thought process was happened here with EU. Right at New York Open, or not New York Open, sorry, news that happened today, right at 8:30. I'll go ahead and mark this out. Cool. Right at 8:30, we pretty much saw the same thing. Major wick to the upside, sweeping a bit of internal liquidities being left in the market, but we didn't really shift to a higher point. If anything, if you look on the 1 hour, right, here was our highest point from news literally yesterday. Yeah. And then we started to continue lower from there. So just pretty much following this retracement trend, right? If this is the high, we got a low, high, low, sweep some internal liquidity, but then we continue lower, right? With a strong closing candle to the downside, retracement, right? You kind of see where we're going from here. So all this stair-stepping market is really doing is it's going to go ahead and start filling all this imbalance from major push up we got from news on Tuesday. So that's why, you know, I was very confident in this market trade. Not only were we now shifting in a bit of a retracement, right, a counter trend to maybe continue the overall bullish trend, but then we had confirmations I was looking for on SPX, right? Now I'll go here. It's on 30-minute. Price ran up, swept liquidity, started pushing strong to the downside around, it was way after New York Open. At around 10:30, 11 o'clock, we went ahead and we retraced into where? We retraced into our 30-minute IC candle, the last candle that was naturally pushing up before we had a major manipulation and then a shift of market to the downside. So went ahead, right, just set a limit and just walked away, right? And then from there, trade is currently floating. And actually we're just breaking lower. Yeah. We're just breaking lower now than our lowest low. So it's pretty much like a high, low, lower, high, lower, low. So we can see or can anticipate some kind of retracement maybe into here for London before continuing lower to end the week. Oh no, tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. So maybe to continue lower in this overall counter trend scenario for filling in this gap before pushing higher. So maybe to end the week or maybe to start the week next week. We're holding EU2 already. I'm in that with you. Yo, shout out to Dr. J. That boy, he is sniper. He'll go ahead and he saves lives and he snipes in the market. That's my doctor. Let me go ahead. Maybe 4 hour. Yeah, I'm liking this 2-hour OB or IC. Sorry. If we can go ahead and see some kind of retracement into here, I wouldn't go ahead and place a market limit on this, just because no, that could work. Or we can even come into this one, which is a little more probable. All right, so let's look at this from a fundamental standpoint. High, low, high, internal low. So this doesn't really count as a low. Retracement high. What does this retracement high do? So a bit of, you know, imbalance here, mitigates here, and then we start to push lower, breaking below our true lowest point. So price were to go ahead and retrace. I'm gonna do this real quick. Something like that. Cool. If price were to retrace, well, which box? I'll delete that. Where will we really respect? Will we respect here, or will we respect higher? Right? Maybe a bit of an IC candle that hasn't been mitigated just yet. Now, there's a true question. Which supply? Demand. Hold on, where are my notes? Demand is greater. Which supply zone was more likely to attract the market and then play out from? Is it the higher or the the lower high? Well, in this cases, we have to look at the market structure. If this was the low, that was the last low after creating the high, so high, low, do we understand that this is our overall range from this low and this high? So anywhere between these two red lines is just inner range movement, right? These are the points in the market where we haven't gone any higher, any lower. We're just building up liquidity to be swept out and then maybe push lower or higher from here. So we understand if this was our high that created our newest low, and we're just playing between these two ranges, well, what are the ranges in between showing us? Where is the hands of the market now showing us? We went ahead and created a lower high, so we're still respecting the high, and we should now anticipate, a breakout of this low at some point. Now, did we break the low from this movement? No. We retraced. Where we go, we stepped again from a high to a lower high to a lower high, and then market proceeded to finally break lower than this point. So truly, although we went ahead and created this high to low, lower high, internal lower high, lower, when understanding that, which one should we expect to play into, then I say we should then look to expect to play into this lower high, not because it's the most recent, but because this was the lower high that truly created that final push down, breaking the range and creating a new trading range. Right now, we're no longer playing from this high to this low. We're now playing from this high to this low. Since in creating a market structure, I'm about to go off on y'all. And since creating a market structure, what are we doing if we're going lower? We're creating lower and lower points within the market. Now, in a bullish structure, if we're buying, what are we doing? We're creating higher and higher points of the structure, right? Understanding this, let me look at this. We don't look, if we're already playing from a high to a new high to a new low, we're no longer looking to play from two previous highs ago, right? We're looking to play off from the last high that created our newest low, right? So that'll be the same thing here. So yeah, definitely liking, hopefully I didn't overcomplicate that for y'all, but definitely liking EU stacking sells up and around the 2 hour range. We gotta add this back. Cool. So with all that being said, definitely liking EU for that. Where's the daily? That's on my TP. Cool. Any questions? Where is your TP zone? The weekly, bro. The motherfucking weekly. Literally, yeah, right there. Because I just want to see us retrace back and then play off of that weekly OB and continue higher. Since we're playing in this high to low range, so I want to see us continue to retrace. Yeah, we did hit 50%, so yeah, that even gives me more confidence. If we're playing this all around like weekly, monthly range, we literally went from a high to a low and then started to retrace. So we hit 50% of that retracement already. So I definitely do want to see us now to at least react from that and then continue or come back down into that weekly OB before pushing higher. But I'm probably going to partial heavy like around 4-1, 5-1 as well. Just because that's a major position, playing pretty much like a 50% retracement off the weekly range into a weekly OB, so higher time frames that could leave for a lot more room to play with. Where's Kevo? That boy.
Here.
Yo. That's pretty much all I was looking at. I don't really see. That's like the lessons I had. Oh, maybe this will be. You looking at anything specific, bro?
Yeah, I got some things, bro. I got some things cooking up.
Whoa, please.
No rush, bro. No rush.
Oh, no. It's already 11
We vibing, we chill.
I need to see you get to the bag too. Just because whatchamacallit. I like
You
to
got
copy
rent due
trades.
soon, bro.
I like to copy O trades.
Rent is due soon, bro.
Bro, it's crazy. That motherfucker be
Yeah.
calling me every week, like, yo, you got rent on Thursday? You got my rent money on Thursday? I'm just like, dang. You think I learned my lesson and move out by now, but nah, bro. I ain't gonna
Hold
hold
up, man.
pretty
I'm
close.
drawed up.
Man.
Give me,
Yo, give me
hold
one
up,
more day.
bro.
Give me one more day.
I'm late right now, bro. I got a couple challenges I'm running right now.
Ooh.
Going with TFT, out with TFP. I just tried this new
Ooh?
oh, it's not like new. I think they've
Mm-hmm.
been around for a little minute,
Mm-hmm.
but the funding pips, bro, they're pretty good. I dropped a little bit of info on that on in the Discord. If y'all want to check them out. They're
No, I'm
based out of
checking it out.
Dubai. They have a really clean website, man. And like they use
Ooh.
one of the best programs. I believe it's called Black Bull. You've probably seen it if on TradingView. It's like one of the top ones now.
Oh, yeah. I know
And
exactly what
dude,
you're talking about.
prices, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? And the
Uh,
prices are
Black
good,
Boy.
bro. The prices are really pretty fire. Yeah. And they have like a 10% discount that you can use. Damn,
Sick.
bro, they're not even paying me. I'm not affiliated with them or
Yeah,
anything.
you should. Give me that link, bro.
Actually, I think I did make an affiliate link other day, but low key, I think I don't even I might have sent the link. I don't remember.
Uh, It's
But
okay.
no, they're good, bro. And then dude, they pay out basically in 5-day cycles. So I don't know if there's another platform that does that. Because I know
No.
most platforms is like bi-weekly or like every 2 weeks type thing.
Yo,
But they do it every 5 days you can request payout.
yo, 400 for 100K?
Right? That's what I'm saying. Plus 10% discount.
No, right. Huh?
And then for 50K, I think you can get it for like nearly 200, bro, with the 10% discount too. Yeah, I think yeah, that's decent.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I want to spread my money out. So like I don't want to just like I'm trying to build what's it called? Like sideways with prop firms.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean, like I'm trying
What
to
exactly you talking about?
have one a TFT, one here, one with FTMO, one with True Forex funds, one with skilled funded trader, one with top tier. I want to have like 5, 6, and then start building the depth and like whichever one I like fuck with the most, and I'll like kind of get a few more with them. But
Yeah, go
I just don't want to
get
put
max
all
educated.
my money in one prop firm because we all saw what happened with my Forex funds, which is unfortunate. I don't think that will happen with another like other
Not with
prop
the real
firms.
prop firms.
They were just on more sketchier stuff, but I think
Yeah.
we needed that too. I think it was healthy for the industry. But yeah, man. If you want, I can take the stakes. Unless you got
Please.
anything else you want to go with, bro.
No, as always, familia. Stay patient, stay disciplined, and whatever Kevo calls out, just get right in. Because, bro, I promise you, he'll pay your rent.
Nah, I'm not a financial advisor.
All my trades are not financial advice. Trade at your own risk. Head ass.
All right, guys, let's get it. So let me actually begin with the DXY. So the DXY, guys, let me take this out for a sec. So the DXY, man, we've been pretty bullish, and we've been talking about anticipating a retracement back into this range because we just took out all these highs, right? So we're overall bullish long term. I'm bullish on the dollar. But I still think that we can see us go a little lower. We still have imbalance down in here in this entire last basically institutional candle, this whole push down, that rated liquidity is also still left unmitigated. So I do want to see us come a little lower. We do have this weekly candle right here as well. Do I have the weekly thing? I don't know, whatever. And then if we drop down to the daily, you can see we have a massive imbalance left behind. And we were trending higher. We were in an uptrend, and then we were consolidating, creating distribution, and we finally started making lower lows. So now if we hop onto the 4-hour, we have this nice fat and balance right here. So I want to see price come into here, at least the 50%, and then start to see us sell off lower to continue going down further. So this is kind of what I'm anticipating. I don't think we need to go retrace super deep. I think even if we get like 50% of this imbalance or the 50% of the range, we should be good. So yeah, literally right around the same area, which is nice because it also aligns with my bias on majors as well. So this is my basically what I'm looking for the dollar right now. And then if we hop onto AU, if we zoom out for a second and we hop onto the daily time frame, you can see that we finally retraced all the way back into this order block and basically our sniper zone fib levels as well. And then you can see as we approach there, we were creating a nice, we've been accumulating. So this whole entire range right here is just accumulation in my eyes. So I think we could see that next expansion move higher soon. And I believe it also correlates with seasonality as well. So if you can see, we finally jumped the creek, took out all of this liquidity right here, and then took out this liquidity. Oh, my bad. These eco highs as well. All right, and then we expanded higher again. This movement right here is the one that really just swept liquidity. So that's why I am seeing, I am looking for a little bit more bearishness. So we swept all this liquidity we just ran through, filled this imbalance, and I think we haven't tagged that LB yet, but yeah, that we ran into that fair value gap, and then now, we had this little distro after rating liquidity. So right now, I do want to see us, just how we said the dollar was going to go higher before, basically make it a correction before going lower. I'm anticipating something like this for across all the majors, is coming into this imbalance or a little deeper into the imbalance, and then seeing higher movement. The sells, we could also be selling down there too, just how, a couple people are in sells on EU. We could maybe possibly catch these shorts, a little counter trend trade to come into these imbalances and then look to position ourselves for the buys. If not, I mean, we'll be positioned for the shorts anyways, but I think overall, we are in a major accumulation schematic. So I do see us continuing to go higher, for the next month or so. But if we keep it moving to EU, kind of same vibes. I feel like EU is a little further ahead than where AU is right now in terms of just the schematics and accumulation. So I think we could see us come into this imbalance, and then depending how price action is looking, we see some solid accumulation forming, then I think we can position ourselves in buys and stuff like that in here. So I do still see these sells playing out for you guys, at least until here, potentially these lows as well, to maybe come back down to here. But I just think with the dollar, that's kind of what I'm seeing right now.
Fucking say that. I will hold this thing till it falls off. Don't tempt me. I hold gold for a week and a half. I'll hold this shit even longer.
You're getting better, man. You're getting better at the swings.
Look,
Proud of you, bro. For sure.
You taught me.
All right. Same with GU. GU, same kind of vibes. Pull back into the imbalance, and then seeing how we play out with accumulation in here. We are also like basically about to see the midweek reversal, so this all kind of is aligning right now and making sense. And we do have news tomorrow. I think we have unemployment claims or something like that, so that could be another catalyst for us. I think we'll have that little push lower and then maybe see this go continue higher. Maybe tomorrow, if not for next week. But yeah, it's basically all the majors are kind of looking very similar. And you left like perfect equal highs to set us up for nice targets to aim higher. So really it's just kind of waiting for the buy opportunities to set up, and then I think we'll have a nice ride up. And then I think gold is one I'm really looking forward to buying. I'm not really looking for these sells anymore so much. But what was it? I think the daily? Yeah, daily, I think. I was looking at this interesting little like OB right here that we came into. So we just tagged that. We feel this imbalance and just following overall. Give me a second. Trying to remember something. Yeah, basically just following the order flow that we're in. Oh, let me look at it real quick. I think I was trying to retract my thought process on this. All right, yeah, never mind. Anyways, yeah, we came into that order block already, and we're already seeing, change of characters happening right here. So I do want to see us continue to go higher now from here. I don't think we will retrace too much. We do have possibility of coming back down into this imbalance and then possibly down here. But right now, I think we're kind of just starting to shift the structure back to the upside. Internally, we already had a bullish change of character on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. So, we're starting to see time frames go back into that bullish structure again. And I think this is enough for us to continue going higher. And also with seasonality too, gold is bullish usually at the end of the year up until like February. So I do want to see us, if we can get into some buys basically within this whole last push down that mitigated this order block. If we position to some buys in here, I think our first target would definitely be, we can get in here to this order block. If we take out this high and then we come into this imbalance, this order block, anywhere within here, I would be looking to take profits for sure, like close out like half your profits, then take out this high, close out another good chunk, and then take it to the all-time highs, which is these equal highs right here, all this liquidity. So I think we could see us break all-time highs within the next like few months. Really, it's just not about being in those buys. So that's kind of my thought process right now on gold. And then when it comes to indices, overall, I'm bullish on indices. I do see us doing some like shorter term sell-offs. Just how I was like talking about the majors, I think we can dip into. This is the thing is like with playing shorts right now in indices, you want to be more on the defense. You don't really want to be so married to the sells right now, which it's been very enticing, bro. The last couple of weeks, oh, this looks like a nice distribution schematic, bro. Like I'm gonna ride this thing to clear all these imbalances, but we're just super fucking bullish. Excuse my French, but we're very bullish right now, and we keep seeing these small little retracements, right? That clears liquidity, dips into imbalance, and then you get that, right? You get that liquidity rate, and then little accumulation and goes. It's been doing that like every day basically. So, I would say if you're gonna take the shorts, definitely be a little bit more on the defense because the buys are just paying out like way more than these sells, right? So like, there's nothing wrong with ping ponging and playing both sides. But I mean, dude, we've just been mega bullish for a very long time. Or not a
Bro,
very long time, but
I like
just
how
as
you
of
I
recent.
like how you said that, how when you're in being in those short positions, I think that's a really valid point. How when you're in these certain positions, like example, shorts, it's sometimes better to play defense rather than offense. So for those that like, went over their head, it's a whole lot better to manage your trade rather than just letting it run to your preferred TP. Because how many times have we taken trades, and the TP, we get so hung up on that risk reward, that TP is looking so good, but trade then starts to reverse at just a 2-to-1, and we never broke even because we didn't want to get stopped out before price then runs in our direction, right? How many times did price run to a certain partial area, but we don't partial, and then because we're getting so hung up on the full reward of TP being hit. So I think that was something really powerful, bro. They just said like sometimes in trading, it's not about the offense execution. It's all about the defensive management of your position.
Not facts. Like that's why with these shorts, I was only targeting like for like a 1 to 2, 1 to 3
Mm-hmm.
because of that exact like just thought process.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like when I'm doing counter trend trades, my take profits are always kind of like just internal points of interest and liquidity. And then, you know, my last target will be like swing, I guess,
Yep.
like the swing low or high.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm counter trend, like for example, for overall bullish, I was like, I wanted to catch the real buy moves,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, we didn't see that at least for today. Like we were seeing the last couple of days, you see these massive moves. That's kind of what I was trying to catch. But I'm also aware is like once we do take out like a certain high, like like the most recent high and like rate liquidity, we could definitely see a little reversal and like you know indices definitely pay out with those. Like you could have called like a 1 to 4, that's short. You could have called even the same thing here with the sells. Like you could have bodied those shorts. And I was actually kind of hesitant. Like I wanted to take it was either S&P or US 30. And I wish it took S&P sales because they definitely paid out way better than the US 30 ones. And I mean, you'd still be floating. So that's the thing sometimes is like, sometimes you get caught in the indice that just has its mind of its own for that day, while
Smart.
the other ones are like following suit. You see like S&P and NAS are the ones that are like moving basically in sync with each other. And the US 30 was kind of just going higher. So but yeah, I mean, I walk you guys through my thought process on today's trades. Really, what I was anticipating was, and then let me actually get these sessions going here. Boom. What I was anticipating was liquidity to get rated for a New York session and then making the move because that's just what indices when they're rallying hard, that's what they love to do, is they'll engineer liquidity like we did right here, have an order block FU candle right underneath it, which we have right here. This whole last push down. You have liquidity right here. And then literally the market will raise that liquidity and then make the move. So sometimes what I like to do, it's kind of like in a anticipation play, I guess you can call it, is where see if I can. So in this example, right, we had New York Open, right? New York Open, bullish, super bullish. So I was like, all right, bet this is unmitigated. So whenever price comes down into this last push down, you can even, you know, when in doubt, fib it out, right? Even in that sniper zone, we got another confluence right there. You know, I pulled the trigger there because I knew we could at least come back into this imbalance or into these highs right here, and then I'll be fine with that. You know, so you could have put your stop under there for better RR. I personally just put it here just to be a little safer underneath this move right here. And it was still a decent RR for the day. And I was like, damn, all right, cool. Like if we catch like the buy for the day, then that would be fire. And we did catch the buy for the day actually. So this ended up running for like about like a 1 to 4. But I personally, you know, took profits up here, and you know, I had my rest of my position. I was already at break even, so eventually this thing did come back to break even, and then it went higher again. And then when it came to the sells to me were pretty fire for US 30 because once we took out these eco highs, this was like that FU candle. We came back lower, basically creating engineering more liquidity right here. So to me, I'm like, all right, these are easy targets. Like we could sell this whole last push down right here where our entry was. Price came back, retracing to there. Right, came highlighted it for you guys. You can see it better as well. Right, so we came into this whole last buy to sell candle. We actually broke structure here. We had another, just how Caesar was showing you that example, right? This was that last OB that created that new low. So we retraced back into that. Notice how there's an imbalance right there too. And then we had that nice sell-off around 10, 10:30 back into this whole like demand level right here. Boom. So solid trade, almost a 1 to 4.
Sheesh, ping
And then
pong.
this thing just kept ripping higher again. So but yeah, as far as US 30 for like the rest of the week or for tomorrow, I do want to see us come lower to sweep liquidity, maybe dip into this imbalance. I don't know if we'll get that low. What we could do is something like this, where let me zoom in one more time real quick. I want to see us kind of just do like a liquidity run, take out this sell side, possibly this sell side, and then see that, right, get that breach. We used to teach the breach, break, block, basically that breach of liquidity, break of structure, and then mitigation like that. So if we get that, whether it's, oh yeah, let me retrace my thoughts real quick. Sometimes my mind is just moves at a million miles per hour. Yeah, so if we could come back into here, that would be nice. Take out, previous Asian, London, and New York lows. That would be nice. Or we get something like this. That's fine too. I'm also aware of this imbalance. So just kind of wherever we're at, I guess, for New York, pre-New York, I'll be mindful of that. And then same with here. I think NAS and S&P will dip into here and then do that reversal move. Same with S&P. We have like relatively equal lows, these equal lows. So I think we'll do a nice little liquidity run into here, possibly tag this 15-minute OB and then go higher. Kind of interested to see something like that. What do you think about indices? Do you think we'll see something like that, or you see us continue action getting like a nice sell-off?
The thing with indices is we always want some kind of major retracement because they do have like some kind of higher time frame OBs. But the thing is, when they move, they really move with very minimal retracement. Like when we move, we still haven't really retraced. So this entire push up is extremely bullish, right? So when I was actually looking for my SPX sells, like back from up here, I was looking to take it back into a weekly, daily area before then looking to push it higher. But given the sense of when you said it's better to sometimes play defense and offense on your positions, it does make sense. And plus, literally seeing the characteristics of indices, just when it moves, it would make sense to just see it have some kind of minor pullback, maybe into that fib range you played from there, or just this overall imbalance, then continuing higher. Feel me? So I think that's more probable than a deep retracement filling the entire imbalance and playing higher. So short term bearish, and then finish the week bullish, definitely.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I would love to see massive sell-offs. That's what I've been wanting to catch, like the
Actually,
last couple weeks. But dude, sellers have been getting punished.
clapped. I've been getting claps. Who's selling?
I
I'm
think we
selling.
could see Russ run up through this liquidity first,
No.
and then maybe see those sell-offs happen.
Bro, if you go to the weekly or even the monthly, it shows like such a clean wyckoff or accumulation schematic.
Yeah, even like the weekly, bro.
Yeah,
It's fucking
yeah. So this was the
bullish.
SOS. This was I deemed the BULPS. So I want to genuinely see us come back into these OB levels one more time before I I don't, bro. I think it's so crazy when you see the news through the manipulation and then uses the excuse. Like Michael Berry, the guy from the Great Shorts or the Big Shorts. If you know, you know, he closed his selling positions that he had on the NASDAQ and SPX. So what that
Yeah,
means is, for those of y'all who don't know, he had sells saying pretty much from like wherever he entered over here, wherever, that he wanted to see the market go lower. And so he had a lot of positions. for that. So if he wanted to push the market lower, that means he had all his stop loss along here. He had money leverage within here. But now that he went ahead and closed out his positions, that just freed up everything for price to now go higher. And so with presidential elections next year, I think if we do get some kind of pullback into this OB range on the weekly and monthly, we can definitely expect to see higher highs. Because then at that point, we're gonna be retracement being into next year, starting to play out by spring, end of spring, midweek summer, right? Clearing this first wave. So then new stuff is gonna be looking to play out from here. And then, right, presidential elections, we get like a daily 4-hour pullback, and then whoever the president's announced new policies, boom, economy recovered. He's our hero, all-time highs. That's my thought process. TBH.
I like that. I think we can see that for sure too. Also want to keep in mind like NAS as well, bro. NAS already breaking out higher. So I don't think it's far fetched to see this come to fill this. Like we're already like poking out this thing, like
poking out the gym.
So I don't know, man. I think we could still see this thing these go run higher.
Yeah.
And like S&P is like looks like it's ready to come for this high right here. And then US 30 is kind of like a little bit behind those two. So I think we'll be coming for these highs first and then maybe get that retracement. But I could be wrong. For all I know, I could be wrong.
Shit. I hope I'm wrong. But
good thing is we'll be ready though, whatever happens.
That's the dopest thing about trading is like it really doesn't matter if we're bullish or bearish, like on the actual markets, because we make money both ways. Feel me? Like it's actually so funny because my dad, he has like he's very big, strong believing into like Roth IRAs and 401ks, whatever. And so I always tell him like, you can make money when the market goes down, right? And he goes, yeah, but it's so hard to time the market and like you can't beat the market, and like 10% a year is phenomenal. Why would I want to play against it? And I look at him like 10% a year, bro. We do that in a month. What did you? So it's really crazy how we're literally the system or the game that has literally created the most financially free people, the most millionaires in any industry. We're literally becoming the masters of it, and we can play any direction of it rather than literally just the Warren Buffetts of buying and waiting, That could be hot. That could be a good play.
Yeah, I'm like seeing different scenarios because I don't mind selling once we're up higher here. Take out internal liquidity and get set up for the massive buys. That's really what I'm trying to catch from these fucking buys.
I mean, if we play that trend
one
line,
buy.
we could just.
Let me go back.
If we play that trend line, feel me? We just bouncing. We could just keep buying. That's how I used to play.
But I think that's what we'll probably see. See this is already getting clapped. All like the people who are trendline retest traders will probably get in the shorts and then get bodied after that. That's kind of like smart money is like a mindset. You gotta kind of see it like that. It's like is like where is most liquidity at? Where's all the money at?
Where's retail money?
But I can go over Bitcoin as well. I think we're in a pretty interesting area. I think so I want to show you guys something that from the last bull run that I was pretty interesting. I think it's actually this chart.
Which money heist to crypto heist. It's like
Crypto Kevo. So they call
me that should be, bro. You gotta change your IG handle.
So basically, last bull run, right? We saw from all-time highs. We saw price. Oh, what the fuck? I think my settings are like. Oh, there we go. All right. So basically we saw a price come above the equilibrium, come into this imbalance and this order block, right? So right now we just saw this whole movement happen right now where we're currently at. We're currently at around this area, around the equilibrium of the whole range. So if we come out over here to more just recent times, we kind of do the same type of thing, right? High to low. Uh, what do we have? We have an imbalance right here and this order block right here, right around the equilibrium, so kind of interesting where we're currently at with all, and a lot of hype, a lot of people FOMOing and saying the bull runs back. I wouldn't be surprised if we, sell off from around here, we go a little higher and we sell off, around the equilibrium and come back, around 20K for the real buys again. Come take out these equal lows, right? So we could see something like this, boom, and boom. And if we look at what happened here, well, we had that internal liquidity left behind. Price came back, tested basically